Hello and welcome to episode 11 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Margaret.
I am Jack.
And welcome back to episode, I was going to say level 11.
I mean,
yeah, level 11.
I mean, that sort of tracks.
Yeah.
You know? Level 11 D&D.
Yeah, level.
I mean, I don't know what fucking level we'll end up at. If that's the
Yeah,
case.
Jesus.
It's like we get to 20 and we're like, right, well, that's it, guys.
Yeah, sorry, that's the
guys.
end. Yeah.
Gotta stick by the rules.
Indeed. No, yes. Welcome to, I was going to say level 11 again. Welcome to episode 11.
Episode 11.
If you haven't noticed, we are wearing some party hats, and the television is also wearing a party hat. It does say, I promise, it does say, Happy 1 month.
Happy 1 month.
Happy 1 month, everyone.
As of recording this, it's the, 16th?
It's the exact 1 month.
Since we uploaded our first video.
Yes. So we just thought, why not celebrate the occasion? Get some party hats going. Yeah. And
we got a couple of little milestones.
Yeah, we do actually.
We hit over 1,000 watch hours on YouTube.
Yes. Oh my God.
Which is craziness.
Fucking unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
For us, yeah.
Like completely out of the realms of anything we expected in the first month.
In the first month to get 1,000 watch hours.
Let alone maybe ever. So,
yeah, we didn't have any expectations for it. It was just sort of like, let's do it and let's see if people like it.
Yeah.
And to get 1,000 watch hours in the first month sort of just blows our minds.
It's fucking rocked our shit.
Blows our little tiny minds.
And another milestone is we hit 10,000 followers on TikTok, which we were literally saying this last night. We were like, we cannot picture. Well,
as of this morning, we're on 11,000. Which just fucking. It's just madness. We were trying to comprehend like 11,000
people,
individual people.
Wild, couldn't do it.
Just crazy.
Absolutely couldn't do it. First of all, I couldn't do it because you know those things where you get like sweet jars and it's like guess the sweet jars. I could easily be like it's between 16 and 20,000.
Yeah, horrendous at estimating. Or like looking at something and being like, I could give an educated guess at how many people are there.
I couldn't.
Or how many sweets are in that jar. She
no
cannot
way.
do it.
No, absolutely cannot
it's
do
horrendous.
It. So
I'll show you one day. I'll do something and I'll show you one day.
Oh no!
I'll think of something.
All right, okay.
Like guess the number.
And when it comes round, lads, you're not going to laugh. Oh yeah, you're not going to laugh.
Well,
huh?
They are.
Well.
As am I.
Yeah. Yes. So it is a day for celebration.
Yes. If you've got a party hat at home,
put it on.
Put it on. What are you doing not having it on?
I don't know how many people but realistically have party hats. But listen, if you have a party hat, strap it on.
Or a party popper, just set it off in your room.
We were going to do a party popper, but then we were like, that might actually kill off some people who listen with headphones.
And also I couldn't find any at Tesco.
Oh no, is that why?
Yeah.
I thought we just came to the conclusion it would probably literally end someone's life.
I found these sweet ass
party hats. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So, yes, thank you.
Thank you all.
It goes without saying, this is all because of you guys.
Yeah.
If you weren't here listening now, we wouldn't be celebrating the 1 month. We wouldn't be celebrating the 10,000 followers.
True.
So really, genuinely, thank
you
you so much. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it again.
Thank you so much for being here. And
it's a little crazy.
It is crazy, yeah.
Just to, and like all the comments that we get and how sweet you all are. And
yeah.
But the things that you say and the stories that you tell us, it's just crazy to see just how many people are just enjoying it. And that makes us enjoy it and want to do it even more.
Yeah,
so.
We enjoy it because we see you guys interacting and we see you talking and we see the comments you leave. We see the messages you send us. We see the submissions. We see everything.
Yeah.
And it makes us feel really good about what we're doing. And some of you have said that we are a safe space for you guys. And that's honestly all we could have ever wanted.
Yeah, if that was it, if that was all that this was, that would be enough.
Yeah.
But to go above and beyond that, to just see how much you guys are enjoying it and how much we're enjoying it and how much you guys look forward to it. Just sort of, it's just blowing all of our expectations out of the water in the first month. So we do, again, we'll stop gushing about now.
Well,
but thank you.
Well, I could gush forever.
And to many more celebrations to come.
Indeed. Happy 1 month, everyone. This is for you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we thought we set up a submission form last week.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone who submitted things.
Yeah.
We cannot believe how many people care enough to actually send in submissions.
Well, it's enough for us to be able to do something in this episode.
Yes, it is. So, without further ado, we thought we would celebrate this month with D&D Horror Stories. You know, I say celebrate. We should not be celebrating D&D Horror Stories. However, we had a lot of submissions, so we obviously can't get through all of them today, and we also have mixed them in with some ones that I've just found like on the TTRPG Horror Stories Reddit. But we have 4 submissions today that we're going to go over.
Of our own submissions.
Of our own submissions.
It's just crazy.
Yes,
just
we do.
We put a submission form up and we were like, you know, we might get like 1 and we can like put that in somewhere. But to come already to...
I know.
The first episode that we're recording since we put that up.
And be able to have 4.
4 of our own. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that, you know... I'm celebrating your horror stories.
No, but we kind of wanted to do it to be like, thank you for sending them in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them. That's why you sent them in. So we want to do it. We want to do it for you to say thank you for 1 month.
100%.
And again, I will make it clear what is a submission and what isn't.
Yeah.
So, would you like to get into it?
I would, yeah.
Okay. So, submission.
Starting with the submission.
Submission number 1.
Okay.
So they have no pronoun preferences and they would like to remain anonymous.
Okay.
So, my first go at D&D was a shit show.
Okay.
I wanted to play it so badly, so in order to introduce it to my friend group at the time, I took up the role of DM to run a one-shot.
Okay.
Haven't we all been there? My first mistake was running an entirely homebrew adventure for my first ever session without having played the game before.
Right.
I wasted hours writing so much detail into the world and the plot, which of course inevitably got skipped past due to the nature of the game.
Okay.
I also started out with 8 players in my party.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Way too many to handle for my first game.
Jesus. Well, you know, some people might be able to, but you know, like that's a lot of players to try to homebrew your own world, have never played before, and then to go with 8 players.
Yeah.
I commend your bravery.
Kudos to you.
I commend your bravery.
100%. Just so you know, even experienced DMs can't do that. So please.
I don't think I could hack 8 players.
Jesus, no. I couldn't hack 4.
I've DM'd for 3 people, and now I DM for 4 people.
Yeah.
And like even the step up from 3 to 4, like you're taking on another entire backstory.
Yeah.
Which is like another... Well, this might be different because they're running a one shot.
Yes,
but another player in combat. It's just I commend your gusto to give that a go.
Indeed, gusto is the right word here. So when it came to game time, I was so nervous. I was a socially anxious teenager at the time, and the reality of being the center of attention, speaking for 4 hours, was dawning on me. Yep,
understandable. At my first session, I was a quivering mess.
So was I.
And I had played before.
Yeah.
And I was also doing it for 3 people. And those 3 people were my best friends. So I completely understand where you are coming from.
Though that is one of the reasons I hated DMing so much. I love being the center of attention, right? But I do not love being the person who's in control in the center of attention. So I fully understand this.
I 100% understand that. I understand where you're coming from to...
100%.
And... You know, sometimes, in my opinion, it's good to be nervous because it means like you're excited.
Oh yeah. It means you care. Yes,
but
of course.
You know,
of course.
I understand.
Well, however, my players made this 1,000 times worse because they had the worst table manners I've ever experienced.
Great.
They would not shut up when I wanted to speak. It took about half an hour of me saying, okay, let's begin the game, with them just talking non-stop before we could start. Are you writing about us?
Fucking hell. You should see how hard it is to get these 4 around the table. They come in and, you know, we have a little chat and the gas on and we just ask how everyone's been and everyone gets a drink and stuff like that. And I'm like, right, okay. And then they'll just keep going and they'll keep going and they'll keep going. I'm like, okay, can we start now? And then we try to do the recap and then somebody remembers something funny and then they go off on another tangent.
Yeah.
It probably takes us about an hour and a half to sit down and actually play the game. I would say so.
Well, let's
maybe an hour.
Compromise like an hour. Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah. But on behalf of myself as a player doing this, I deeply apologize. Sorry.
But what OP said there about them not being listened to, and
yeah, that's a totally. You know what? They use the phrase "the worst table manners I've ever experienced."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that is rude.
you should definitely respect your DM, and like when your DM's given a bit of a anything, you should listen.
Yes.
And like anybody else, if a player's talking, you should listen.
Yes. Yes.
Like
of
it's
course.
just manners to do so.
Yes. So it took about half an hour of me saying, okay, let's begin the game with them just talking non-stop before we could start. They would talk loudly to each other while I was talking and be on their phones scrolling social media, ordering themselves food when I was explaining something, only to ask, where is my character? Minutes later, man, that
should have been
sucks.
listening.
Ordering food.
Ordering food, just getting yourself an Uber Eats.
What the fuck? Every combat and encounter was an absolute crawl to get through. I fucking bet it was.
Fucking hell. Sometimes I was out with 4 people. I couldn't imagine
8 people.
8 people who've never played the game before.
Who were ordering pizza.
Who are getting sushi. Who someone's ordered some bubble tea. Everyone's up. The doorbell's going every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Someone's got a Mackey's.
Yeah.
Oh, it went on like this for the whole session, and it felt like an eternity. Every time, my confidence died a little more.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that.
And my DMing skills would get worse and worse. It felt like a nightmare where everyone was ignoring me and looking bored out of their brains. After the session ended, I went home and cried and never ran another session with that group again. I thought about quitting D&D, thinking maybe this isn't the game for me.
That's sad.
Man.
That sucks.
And you know what? Hey, I would have done the same. I am telling you,
the same.
Exact, complete confidence. If that happens to me, I would have cried the whole way home. I would have never touched the game again.
Yeah. But that to be your first session, like, I understand. I think there's many things that have happened to me that have rocked my confidence.
Yeah, of course.
Far less than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
so
yeah.
that would have rocked my confidence
same.
too.
It would have done the same to me.
Please
However,
I was going to say, please tell me it ends in.
There is a silver lining.
Okay.
Luckily, my love for the idea of the game kept me wanting to try it out, and now years later, I have an awesome group who I am DMing for, as well as getting to be a player in another group. Oh, we love that for you.
Do you want to know what? I commend your resolve.
I've since learned from my beginner mistakes, as well as learning that you need to match yourself with the right group for these sorts of games.
Correct.
100%.
Correct.
As a nervous first-time DM, I would have benefited so much from a group that was patient with me and respected that I was just as much a part of the group as any other player. Hey, you said it perfectly.
Yeah, you said it perfectly.
There's not much more we can add to that because you said that absolutely perfectly.
I do have to like stand up and applaud you because I think many people at that moment would have given up.
Me.
I think I would have given up.
I would have as well.
I don't think I would have been able to come back for that. So for you to be able to stand up and say, no, I'm going to give it another go because I like the sound of it. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. And I'm so glad that, like, for you to learn all of those lessons just from that one thing.
Exactly.
To say, like, I need to find a group that that is exactly what you needed to do.
To be self-reflective enough to be like, okay, that was my first attempt. Mm-hmm. The people I played with obviously didn't respect me and didn't want to probably play.
Does it say if they are DMing now?
Yes, they're DMing
Still
now
DMing.
And they're playing.
Nice.
So listen, you made it through the woods. Not a lot of people would have, so well done you.
Yeah.
And thank you for your submission.
Good mental fortitude.
Absolutely.
I'm very, very impressed.
Thank you, OP, for your submission.
Yeah.
And if you're watching now, hey, let's give it a little...
Yeah, a soft round of applause.
Yeah, because we don't want to kill off headphone users.
Yeah.
Do it. Kill him. So this one is not a submission.
Okay.
This one is just one I got off the Reddit.
Awesome.
So the title is...
Off the Reddit. Margaret is actually
like
76 years old.
I've got the name to
Was
match.
it on the internet, on the Reddit?
I found it on the Google.
On the Google?
No, I found it on the Facebook.
Ooh.
Yeah, found it on the Facebook.
How boomer of you.
Doreen sent it to me. So, the title is, The Time Planning Left No Time for Role-Playing. About a couple of years ago, I joined a Wildmount online campaign organised out of LGS players. I don't know what LGS players means.
Local Game Society?
Local game store.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
Local
Okay,
game
nice.
store. That was dumb.
I was just trying my best.
Cut it. And for a while, it was good. It was really good.
Okay.
It was the first game I played where player backstories were worked into the world, and it felt amazing that my drow ex-assassin encountered the people she was trying to run away from. Yeah, love that for you.
Love that, yeah.
That's great.
Love that when that happens.
Yep.
Like when your character backstory just actually gets acknowledged and brought in.
100%.
Just sort of makes you feel alive.
Feel alive. Yeah, no, it fucking does.
But it does in the world.
Yeah,
you
no,
feel
it
like
does.
a part of the world.
It does.
Cogs are turning
and personally,
other than you.
It makes me feel alive.
Yeah.
We were exploring desolate landscapes. We accidentally helped uncover an ancient civilization. Things turned sour with the leader, who turned out to be the BBEG.
Okay.
And she teleported us to the far side of the continent. We had to get back and stop her. Excellent setup. Agreed. Excellent setup.
Super cool. I'm interested. I'm invested.
Yes. No, me too. Pardon me, sorry. Then things started to slow down. My party loved to sit and overanalyze every little thing, come up with harebrained schemes, dismiss them, rinse and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Things got especially galling when we chased some airships that were allied with the BBEG, and we spent hours upon hours taking the capital ship. Then, after it was determined it was too slow to catch up with the others, hours and hours using magic to communicate with the captains of the other ships to convince them to commit mutiny.
Diplomatic community.
Immunity. Then when the immunity failed on one...
Mutiny.
What did I say?
Immunity.
Immunity again. Oh, sorry, OP. Then when the
I swear to God. You're doing this on purpose.
Then when the
mutiny
failed on one, hours and hours talking to a random crewman trying to convince him to sabotage the ship. And it kept going like this. The party just spent half of every session either sending everyone they knew trying to coordinate against the BBEG or coming down with analysis paralysis.
That's the one.
While my rogue could only sit in the corner and wait. If I tried to hurry the plot along, I got told to slow down. I talked to the GM and he shared my frustrations. He remarked it was the party that was it was the party with the worst case of analysis paralysis he'd ever seen. He talked to the party about it and tried to get them to ease up on it, but they didn't. And that was when I left. It broke my heart. I loved my characters so freaking much, but I was miserable playing. It was me sitting and listening to 3 players talk themselves into a corner, and I had to get out of there. And there were other things. One player kept trying to cheese encounters, using Wall of Force to have an airship crash into it, using Levitate on a boss, then rope trick away to avoid concentration being broken, and getting argumentative when being told no. Another sucked up even more time with his country bumpkin with a casual certainty about things he barely understood, plus one player who was just an asshole who got kicked. I wish it could have ended better, but I was done.
That's very sad.
That is so sad. I'm so sorry that...
Analysis paralysis is a real thing.
Real thing.
At any point in any campaign, every group goes through it.
Yeah, 100%.
They struggle to... There is... No matter what you do, you can make a plan. You can make the best plan in the world, but you play a dice-based game.
Yeah.
So no matter how foolproof your plan is, there is an element of chance to everything.
Yes.
An element of chance to everything. So if you sit there and try to be like, that's going to fall off.
Yes, yeah.
I wiggle too much.
This is going to go.
Sitting there and being like, no, we have to do this. And then it's when this happens. It's when this exact moment happens. Oh, this is what we should do. We should do this. And then somebody else goes, yeah, but what about this?
Yeah,
and then somebody else goes, oh, yeah, but what about this? And then somebody else goes, yeah, but what about this?
Exactly. And then it's exactly like OP said, you all push yourselves into a corner without meaning to do so.
You back yourself into a corner and you can think of a counter argument to every point and every plan and every move, but you've got to do something.
Yes.
Because it sounds like in this world, this DM is more than happy to allow things to happen in the background.
Oh, yeah. Yes. It sounds like it.
And if you're, at a point where you're dealing with the BBEG or the BBEG's henchmen, they're going to be moving. Mm-hmm. They're going to be doing something.
Yeah.
So there's sometimes where you just got to nut up, shut up, and do it.
Yeah.
You just got to try and move forward.
Yeah.
Because there's always variables in every plan.
Yes. And I think when you try to pick apart every hole in a plan, you actually end up creating more
problems,
and then it spirals from there.
Yeah, it
and
does.
The thing is, obviously it happens because people care.
Yeah, of course.
Analysis paralysis is a byproduct of people really caring and not wanting to do the wrong thing, which I understand. Hey, we've done it before.
You have,
Our group, I remember one particular situation where we spent an entire session just sitting and talking about what we were going to do.
Yeah, and every single time there was a plan mentioned, there was a counterpoint to that plan.
Exactly.
So I think there is a time where you've just got to say, that's the best we've got.
And we just have to do it.
Let's give it a go. Because, again, like I said, if you think you've got a foolproof plan, the DM's probably going to ask you for a roll at some point.
Yeah.
And if you've got a perfect plan and you roll a natural one, what was the planning for? Do you know what I mean? Like, the planning is good.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
But there is only so much you can plan
Sometimes you do need to sit down and you do need to plan and you do need to come up with genuinely like a crazy massive plan. Sometimes you do. Sometimes though you simply do not, and it's knowing when to do those things. And it sounds like this group just didn't know what the line was. I also think it's maybe trust in your DM.
Yeah, I think there's well, it sounds like the DM in this moment was on the side of the player.
Well,
because
OP did say, I talked to the GM and he shared my frustrations. And it sounds like the DM asked the group to ease up on it, but they just didn't.
Yeah. Like, you're a DM and you've got a lot planned.
Yeah.
And, you know, there is times, we've had a couple of sessions recently where I've had like a bunch of stuff planned, and it's taken us 2 sessions to get through what I thought we were going to get through at the end of last session. Yeah. Sometimes things just take a little bit longer, but if it is every session, it can also be frustrating for the DM because they put a lot of time into planning 100%.
Things. And you know what? OP says their rogue is just because their rogue isn't magically inclined. They just have to sit in the corner and just listen to people gabbing on, basically, which is so frustrating. And
I can guarantee if that rogue had taken action and been like, "Nah, I'm doing this," the party would have been like, "What are you doing that for?" Do you know what I mean? It would have been another. So the whole. At the end when they're like, the person tries to use wall of force and then they try to do levitate and rope trick and things like that. Yeah. Like, everyone has a different play style. It does sound like maybe... Do you want to know what? It does sound like this might have just not been the right table for you.
Yes, definitely. And you made the right choice.
I agree. I think you made the right choice by leaving.
Yes, 100%. Because if they had been talked to about it and they didn't change it, they're probably not going to change. Yeah. And... unfortunately, the only denominator in that is you, and it sucks. OP says it broke my heart. I wish it didn't have to go this way. Yeah.
Maybe you could hit that DM up and be like, maybe we could do another, because it sounds like you got on quite well with the DM.
You said hit. I thought you were going to say you should hit the players.
Punch your DM.
You should end them all.
Get physically violent with your DM.
Yeah. No.
Don't.
No.
Well, no. Don't.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry, OP. That is a horrible story.
Yeah.
I hope that you found a new group. Again, I know you're probably not listening to this, but hit that D up. Hit that... Hit that D up.
Is it... Hit the D up?
Hit the D.
Hit the D.
Hit the D. Hit the D
Damn.
up. Yeah. No, hit the DM up.
Hit the DM up.
See if the DM's willing to run another game. See if the DM knows any other one out.
See if the DM... gave up on that group, and
exactly.
Maybe sounds like they weren't having the best time either. Asking them to maybe ease up on the analysis.
Yes, and if some of you listening now, you are in a similar situation where your group does seem to be suffering from analysis paralysis, the best advice I can give you is someone has to be the one to do something.
Yes.
Do not do it to the detriment of your group.
No.
But if you recognize you're in this situation, no one's doing something, don't be afraid to be the person who just says, I'm just going to do this thing and get it kickstarted. Yeah. You don't have to go in guns blazing, or you don't have to do whatever, but just do something to get it started.
Yeah, or be the person that turns around and says, we could argue all day about the pros and cons of every plan, and we'll sit here forever. So we got to think of something to our best of our abilities and just go for it.
Yeah. And I think what helped with our group is now, we obviously do still plan things out. We do sit down and we talk, but a lot of the time, I could only speak for myself. If I want to do something now, I will probably just do it.
Yeah, but I think that's also about your character. Your character's quite reckless.
She is very reckless.
She is quite reckless.
But if there's something I want to try to do, I will just do it.
You'll just give it a go, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I feel like, I know it's good. It's going to go. I feel like that has really helped me personally, at least, be able to just get the things done that I want to do.
It's quite freeing. It's called, everyone in Critical Role calls it a Travis Willingham.
Yeah.
Because as Ford, and as grog. Just did it.
Yeah.
Like when he wanted to do, he just did it.
Yeah.
And I remember there's a moment in campaign 2, no spoilers, like something quite scary happens to them, and Travis literally says, "Y'all have got analysis paralysis," and he goes, "I cast fly on myself," and he just fucking jettisons himself out into the air, and the combat starts, and the combat started, and it went well for them.
Yeah.
But if they'd have just sat there and kept thinking, it probably wouldn't have gone well for them.
Yeah, because you it's easy to forget the clock is ticking sometimes.
Yeah, other things are moving behind the scenes.
Yes.
Like your DM, if you are taking too long to do something, some DMs might be very gracious and just allow you that time.
Yeah.
But some DMs will allow the world to move behind you.
Yeah, of course.
And while you're sat thinking, the bad guys are doing their plan.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Well, I'm sorry, OP. That sucks. Hope you find a new group.
I don't know if anyone's the asshole here. I feel like... we're not doing assholes, are we?
No, we are not, baby.
This is a horror story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. I'll shut my mouth.
That was last episode.
I'll shut my mouth.
No,
I forget.
Just stories to recount and reflect on.
Forget everything you've ever known.
Done.
Done. Me.
Okay, so we are moving on to the thoughts. Oh man,
no,
guys.
Oh, Munity.
Munity. On to the third Munity, which is a second submission.
Oh, baby.
Mm-hmm. This has been submitted by Julia, and she goes by she, her.
She, her.
She does start out with saying, first of all, English is not my native language, so I apologize for typo and bad language. Listen, Julia.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know because we've been through a few of them, and there was a few that said this. You don't have to apologize.
You do not have to apologize at all.
It is. You've learned a language that we speak.
Don't
ever apologize to us.
You know more than one language.
Yeah, we know one language.
Yeah, and we still fuck it up.
And we still Maga fucks up on the daily.
As you have just witnessed in real time.
Never apologize to us about English not being your first language. We do not care. We promise.
Yep. Do not apologize to anyone.
No.
Anyone. And I'm sorry that you have been made to feel like you have to apologize for speaking a language that is not your native language.
Yeah,
that is so stupid.
You don't need to do that.
Okay, so her story starts. My story is about my very first TTRPG group, DM'd by my then boyfriend.
Okay.
It was a Warhammer 40k game, and I played a female scum. It sounded fun in the beginning, and in a group with priests and Imperial folks, I was expecting some class-related issues. Now, I don't fully know what the difference is, but I can take an educated guess between scum, priest, and Imperial folk.
I only know a small amount about Warhammer 40k because I used to play the one of the games.
Yeah.
I know that the Imperial Guards were a faction.
Okay, right. Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
I don't know who scum are and things like that, but I imagine this is all coming down to like races and classes and things like that.
Yes. And to be fair, she does say I was expecting some class-related issues.
Yeah.
So we had a scene where the other characters had Imperial business to do, and my character would disturb the little side quest by getting some information or such thing, as she was a scum. So my character did what all would do, visited a bar. Amen. Quite immediately, some dudes went to my character trying to push her into sex work, essaying her and chasing her onto the streets. There was even a little fight scene as to whether I could escape or not, in which my DM, my then boyfriend, decided that my shirt would rip open, and this would give the enemies disadvantage for, and I quote, distracted by wobbling boobies.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Fortunately, I did fight myself and my character out of this scene, and I don't want to know what roleplay might have happened if not.
I think we all can take an educated guess at what may have came.
Yes, which... well, we'll talk about it in the end.
Yeah.
This all happened when I was 14.
What?
14 years ago. And then my then boyfriend, 17, and the rest of the group were all about 20 or so. We didn't have any safety tools, and I was not aware that this is not something that doesn't belong in the game, and it's not okay. Remember, this was one of my first evenings of ever playing a TTRPG, and I am so glad that this didn't discourage me from enjoying TTRPG today, with safety tools and a safe group with no room for harassment in any way.
Jesus Christ.
What else is there to say about that?
What can you say about that? Why did I think why do so many guys
I don't know.
think that that's an acceptable topic to explore?
But they do.
They do.
They
Oh my
do.
God, there's so many.
There is. I said this in the last horror stories.
What drives you to that point? What makes you think that that's something that this girl wants to experience?
No, oh no, they don't care about what the girl wants to experience. They care about their stupid monkey brains being like, boobies. All they care about is how they are going to react to it. They don't care about the girl in the situation. And Julia, I am so fucking sorry this happened to you.
Why are you trying to... I know that we play different characters, but this is still a 14-year-old girl at the table. 14. And you're saying the guards are distracted by her wobbly boobies? like what the fuck is wrong with you?
And for the 20-year-olds around the table to be like,
boobies.
We don't know how the other people reacted, but, we can once again take an educated guess.
I mean, we can... The DM obviously thinks that's acceptable.
Wobbling boobies. Like, that is absolutely beyond vile.
It's disgusting.
And I said this in the last D&D Horror Stories. I would say about 50% of the horror stories I read are women coming forward being like, my character was sexualized, my character was essayed, my character was treated like an object, all the NPCs tried to interact with my character like that. Fucking why?
Why?
There is no fucking reason that just by default of being a woman does anyone have the right to sexualize you without your consent.
Especially if you're 14.
Especially if you're fucking 14. 14.
Doesn't matter how old you are, it shouldn't happen, but...
Jail.
Straight
to fucking jail.
I'm going to tell you now.
Jail.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's
fucking wrong and weird.
That's beyond weird. That is...
What the fuck is wrong with this DM?
Illegal. It's illegal. And Julia... She says it was my very first time playing TTRPG. She didn't know any better. She didn't know that this wasn't a normal part of the game. Imagine being a 14-year-old girl going into the first game you play and you get treated like that.
The mental fortitude of some of these people is just next level.
Oh.
Like, for you to pick yourself up, brush yourself off from that experience.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to know what? Look, I'm a dude. I've got it lucky. I can't relate. So I can only speak out of, sympathy to say that shouldn't have happened to you. And the fact that you picked yourself up and fucking moved on and did it again, again.
Oh, yeah.
That's the fucking least I can do. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is wrong with these dudes?
I know. And Julia, I know you know this. The people who you were playing with, they are the outsiders.
Yeah.
They are the fucking weird ones.
They don't belong here.
They are the people who... Again, get horror stories written about them for a reason.
Should be fucking more than that. It should be you should be getting ready fucking rights, motherfucker. That's wrong.
Oh yeah, it should be
it's
absolutely
wrong.
Orange jumpsuit in jail. Yeah. So completely inappropriate.
I just don't understand where the mind, the trail of thought goes to get you to that point.
Yeah, and this is my personal opinion, but if you're a 17-year-old and 20-year-old, why would you be offering a seat at your table to a 14-year-old? If you know there is going to be adult themes in your game, which obviously there was, because she said immediately the characters were trying to push her into sex work. Come on.
We can do better than this.
We should do better
Every
than
single
this.
one of us, especially you, DM, are fucking better. Well, the problem is you're not better than this.
No, well, you're not. And you're never going to be.
There's so many fucking horror stories online.
Oh, yeah, but it's common. It's common. The amount of people on our TikTok, when we talk about things like this, the amount of people, women, female presenting people come forward and they're like, this happens to me all the time. I will never go into a game store again. I will never play D&D again because I was treated like this.
That happens to you. I know it's scary. I said it before. Stand up. And again, I'm talking from a male perspective, which is unfair because I do not understand. Stand up and just walk out. Just fucking walk out and never speak to those fuckers ever again.
Never.
They do not deserve your time.
Nope.
They don't deserve your presence at the table. You are better than them.
Yeah.
And they are fucking scum.
They are absolutely
scum.
Scum. Below scum. They are not part of this community.
No.
Never will be, never fucking have been.
They'll try.
No, never.
They'll try. And they'll realise that they are, outnumbered.
Yeah.
And but oh no, but I still want to play.
And then they stick to their tiny.
Fucking change yourself. Do something about it. Realize your behavior is not okay, and do something about it.
That's why though they try to integrate into the community, thinking that it's okay, and then they get told no, and then they segregate into their shitty little tiny groups where it's an echo chamber where they just bounce off each other, and then they think it's okay to do that,
and then laugh about it.
Yeah, exactly. Pathetic.
Disgusting.
Julia, we're so sorry this happened to you.
Yeah, I am really sorry, Julia.
She does say she has moved on.
Yes.
She still plays TTRPG games. She's in a safe group. That's all we could ever want. And fuck me, well done for not just throwing in the towel then, because I would have.
Fuck yeah, I would have. Like,
I would have never ever come back.
The mental fortitude of some of these people is just unbelievable.
Well done, Julia. Thank you for the submission.
Fuck it. This is the second time we've had to have this rant.
Yeah, it is. And
and
it's going to happen every time.
We're on episode 11.
Yeah.
And like, people who say, oh, no, it doesn't, like, listen to what we're saying. This is the second time in episode 11. It fucking happens, and it happens too much. And we scroll past hundreds. If you don't believe us, go online, scroll through the horror stories. You'll see. Hundreds. Every other one is sexualization.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And I'm sorry, when we do go on these rants, you can tell it's something we really care about, and we do get really heated about it, but we believe we should. This is one thing we believe we should get heated about. There is no tolerance for it.
No.
And I do understand that for a lot of people, you come here because you want a safe space.
Yeah.
And you want to have a good time, and we all have a laugh. But we cannot, and we will not,
agreed,
and we never will, just hear something like this and not absolutely tear it into shreds.
And it's like I don't think we go through horror stories and things like that, and I think for us to go through horror stories and not every now and then put one of these in here, I think we would be doing a disservice, because we need people to know that these things do happen and they are real,
and it's not fucking normal.
And it's not fucking normal, and it's not okay, but these things happen. And again, like, we wouldn't be doing any one fucking service if we didn't highlight the fucking wrong, like the really wrong things that are going on.
Yeah.
So, we don't always want to just bring the mood down and fucking rant, but
of course
like,
not. No,
these things happen and they're not okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you. Okay, I'm warm.
Okay.
I'm sweating.
You're heating up.
I'm heating up.
Yeah.
My blood pressure is
about
probably
boil
through
over.
the roof. Yeah. All right, let's move on to something a little less.
Please.
It still sucks, but it's not as egregious.
Yeah.
This is just one I found on the Reddit. The Reddit. I think Doreen sent this to me on Facebook.
Doreen.
So
did she also send you a sticker as well?
Yes, and she also sent me a recipe for chicken thighs
on your Facebook wall.
Yeah.
She didn't message you.
She
posted it on your wall.
The wall. Yeah, exactly. So the title of this is "Lawful Stupid Paladin Killed Me Because I Was Evil."
Okay. Oh, God, that sounds like chaos.
This happened many moons ago in my 20s when I joined a D&D group after having spent many years playing Swedish and British TTRPGs.
Okay.
I created a sorcerer who came from a kind of Rome-like country far away, where life was cheap and empathy an alien concept.
Okay.
He wasn't a bad or cruel man, just someone heavily coloured by the circumstances of his environment. A sort of the end justifies the means character that did what he had to do in order to survive in a harsh world.
Okay.
He had recently arrived on Sword Coast after being exiled for throwing in with the losing side in a recent coup attempt.
Okay.
Our GM read my character background and said this meant my character was neutral evil. I didn't know what this meant, and it seemed awfully simplistic approach in order to describe a morally ambiguous grey character, so I protested. My character wasn't evil. The GM insisted that since I was new and completely unfamiliar with D&D and how its alignment system worked, I would just have to accept that this was how the game worked. I reluctantly agreed to it. Okay, red flag.
Okay, massive red flag.
Red flag number 1.
Huge red flag.
The first few games went fine, and I quickly began to develop my character along the lines of learning what true friendship means, how to be part of a team and not just to look out for myself, and so on. Then one session as me, Jimmy, and the paladin, Anders, were alone together on our way to buy supplies from a nearby village, he suddenly declared that he was attacking me. And the conversation went like this. Paladin, I draw my sword and attack Jimmy. Me? What? Why? Paladin, because your character is evil and I am a paladin. Me? I'm not evil. Paladin, I detected an evil spell when you were in the bathroom. GM, we did. I didn't know he would do this, sorry. Me, that's just a stupid rules thing. It doesn't even mean that my character is a villain. Paladin, it does to my character, and I have to fight evil. GM, please don't do this. Paladin, no, I have to. It's what my character would do.
There you go. There's the line. There it is.
Me.
There's the fucking absolute worst line in the game.
It's what my
I've got
to kill you.
I've
got to kill you.
That there is. I want to be an asshole, but it's okay because I get a free pass because it's what my character would do.
We did a detect evil spell when you were in the bathroom, so I waited for you to go, and then I decided, well, now's the time.
This paladin's a fucking dick.
Well, me, Anders, you fucking asshole.
I'm not surprised.
After about 5 minutes of arguing, the GM allowed us to do PvP combat, but suggested that no one kill anyone else. I fought the paladin as best as I could, but I was no match for his combat abilities and soon found myself downed. Then he killed me.
But the DM said don't.
I know. Me and Anders then spent an hour arguing. Eventually, the GM and the other players decided that Anders was the asshole and that we should GM Ex Machina post-retcon the whole thing so that his character died as punishment for being a game-ruining jerk. And all was well until my next RPG horror story, Wink. Go on. What are you thinking?
So what? So they decided that Anders, the paladin, was an asshole?
Yeah, so it sounds like what happened was, after the fact...
When the DM said, we can do PvP, but don't kill their character, you still did it.
Yeah, and then the GM allowed the character to die.
But why did the GM allow that character to die and then just retcon it?
Yeah.
Is it just so this fucking weirdo can get some satisfaction?
Yeah, you know what, to be honest, it sounds like, again, this is once us assuming we're doing the thing that we said you shouldn't do, but we are assuming here. It sounds like maybe Paladin is one of those people who is just fucking like that, and everyone just has to...
Well, stop it.
I know.
I don't understand. They're just like that. What do you mean? They're just like that.
I know.
Just don't be like that.
I know. I don't understand why the GM let it get to that point. Well,
the GM literally just said, you can initiate a PvP, but don't kill each other's characters. And then the sorcerer goes down, and then the paladin kills them. Why? What's the point?
What is the point?
Why?
I do not know. And then to retcon it after the fact and being like, no, actually the paladin died.
Just don't play with the paladin.
Yeah, that sounds like that.
Man, that's what my character would do. It's just such fucking bullshit.
And it's the fact that the DM was also like, oh, no, you are evil.
Why?
When the player says clearly, this is not an evil character.
We don't do alignments.
No.
We never have.
No, I think I do.
You could fall into a category of, if my character did have
I do
alignments, they would be.
Yes, yeah.
But we don't really
we don't use them as like an in-game rule, but no. I definitely, when I create a character, I use the alignment system.
Yeah, but we don't that doesn't every single decision you make. You don't go back and go, well, what would my character do? They're neutral evil.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't even sound like this person was. And when this person literally argued to the DM, I don't think I am. Why did the DM force them to still be evil?
What DM go?
Nah, you are. You
are. Listen, you knew you are.
You knew, so you have to then be neutral evil.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few things going on.
There's a lot of things going on here that are weird.
There's a couple of things.
There's a lot of things.
First of all, OP, your character shouldn't have been fucking killed.
No.
And definitely not in that way.
And don't play with the paladin.
Yeah.
Just don't play with that paladin again.
Yeah, I mean, OP says at the end, they say, all was well until my next RPG horror story. Basically.
Did you play with the paladin again?
Yeah, did you by any chance play with Anders again? Because it kind of sounds like that. I feel like there's a common denominator here, really, honestly. But no, that's not fair. You shouldn't have been forced into being told that your character was evil, especially if the game relies on alignment system.
Yeah. If you're in a group with anyone who does something morally questionable to fuck over the party and says, that's what my character would do, just leave.
Yeah.
Do not play with that sort of person,
Yeah.
because it's just such toxic behavior.
Yeah.
To kill someone's character and say, that's what my character would do. That's such an asshole move.
Actively want to kill, not just have a scrap. Because listen, characters scrap.
Yeah, characters can scrap, but then when the DM says, don't kill each other's character though, and then that person goes down, and then you kill that character. Like, what's the fucking point?
There is definitely something weird going on here. But yes, you're right. If someone uses, that's what my character would do, to do shitty things to the detriment of the group,
don't play with that person.
That person, listen, there is ways to explore role-play and character development, and that, in my opinion, should not be one of them.
You don't even need to say in my opinion.
It
just shouldn't.
It's
just not. It's just not, man. That's just no fun for anyone.
No, I agree. It is not any fun for anyone, apart from that one person, and then what's the fucking point? It's a group game.
Yeah, it's a group game, and you're just fucking over everyone else in the group because that's what your character would do. It's like, you clearly just want to play a solo game. You don't want to play a party-based game where you've got to cooperate and collaborate with other people. You just want to shit on your friends.
Yeah.
You just want to make it hard for your friends.
Just annoying. That OP, that's just annoying. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, OP.
I look forward to hearing your next RPG horror story. Honestly, I have your username.
If you go on the Reddit and you go on there,
if I go talk to Doreen again.
Yeah, you go to talk to Doreen, scroll past the chicken thigh recipe.
Yeah.
And then you find this person's
I have it.
You got the other one?
Oh no, I don't have the other one.
Oh, right.
I did check.
Right.
At time of recording, it hasn't been published.
Okay.
But
we'll keep our eyes. We'll keep our eyes.
Yeah. We will link all the credits to these stories in the description, so you can check up on it too. And if you notice it before we do, just tell us, please.
Yes, please.
Because geez, we want to know.
I want to hear if Anders has done anything else suspicious.
That's weird. That's suspicious. Okay. Sorry, I've got such a scrungly little throat today.
Scrungly throat.
A little bit of a scrungly throat.
It's because I played D&D last night.
It is. Okay. So, this is submission. Another submission. Is this our last submission? I think this is our last submission.
Okay, cool.
So, this person would like to remain anonymous.
Yes.
And they haven't specified any pronouns, so we will just call them they, them.
Okay.
So, hello, found you guys through TikTok and really enjoyed the stuff you talked about there and decided to hop over and maybe share a story of my own. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello,
thank
you.
Anyway, I got into D&D when I was a freshman through my school. I'm 18 now and in my senior year. I still play with a club and a part of the subgroup of that club, playing a campaign of one of the club sponsors. I don't necessarily know what freshman and senior mean.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm assuming freshman is it like college here? Like 16 to 18?
I've never really understood the American
Sorry.
educational system naming.
Listen, if you're from America, can you please just put it in black and white, bullet points? What the fuck does any of this mean?
For us silly people.
Anyway, OP is 18 now. Anyway,
okay.
And this happened when they were a freshman.
So I can only assume it was younger than 18.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was very interested in the premise of D&D, so I decided to join our school's tabletop gaming club. First day of the club goes by, and we are sorted into groups by the teachers and DMs.
That sounds kind of cool.
That's fucking awesome.
That sounds kind of cool. I would love to have been able to do something like that.
That's absolutely fucking awesome.
That's amazing.
Everyone in my group was super nice, though there was one kid, I'll call him David, who gave off some pretty weird vibes. But as I was very socially awkward at the time, I didn't say anything about it and I brushed it off. We spend the first day making characters and the DM teaches us newbies how the game generally worked. I was super excited by this point and was so ready for the next club meeting so we could finally start playing.
There's nothing like when you just make that character and
100%.
You know that there's an adventure ahead and you just, oh man, that feeling.
Oh.
I don't think there's many feelings like it.
Yep.
It's
completely
amazing. It's
agree.
amazing.
It's that giddiness.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like the giddiness of being like, oh my God, I get to hang out with my fucking friends and it's going to be basically a big fucking sleepover and we're going to just pretend not to be me. So cut to the next meeting and we are starting the campaign off with some classic introductions of everyone's characters.
Cool.
We get around to David's character, who he described as some sort of water golem given sentience by a magical scroll and who could shapeshift at will. It sounded really cool to me and everyone else at first.
That does sound kind of cool.
But then the issues started happening.
Great.
In the first session, David tried to seduce one of the NPCs in the tavern all of our characters were supposed to meet in, of course. The DM asked him to make a charisma check and he succeeds. The DM gives him his chance to roleplay before attempting to move on to one of us other players so all of our characters would have time to be introduced.
Mm-hmm.
But David had other plans.
Okay.
He insisted that our DM roleplay out the act of the NPC and his character having intercourse.
Is this at This is at school?
This is at school, yeah.
Sorry, I don't think I understand. Is the DM a teacher? Or is the DM just another...
I am not 100% sure. I can only assume the DMs are not teachers.
I hope not.
I fucking hope not as well. Jesus Christ.
Okay. Okay.
So again, because we don't quite understand what freshman and senior mean, I'm assuming...
I imagine it's college for us.
Yeah. I can assume
means...
freshman is definitely younger than 18, right? Because OP says... Yeah, it definitely has to be younger than 18.
If you're 18 and you're now a senior, that would probably mean that it was colleges. It's college, so it would be 16, 17, 18.
Probably.
So you were either 16 or 17.
Yeah. Underage, regardless. At least for the UK,
Okay.
but still.
And it's with the DM currently.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Weird.
Very weird. But,
and if that's like the first thing that David's character did, like in the intro.
Yeah, okay. That's weird.
Okay.
This obviously made everyone at the table uncomfortable, but the DM just said no, moved on.
Fair.
Yeah.
Good on you, DM.
It was really weird, and we definitely should have reported that behaviour to one of the club's sponsors, but we were all awkward teens who didn't want to start conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Silly thinking back on it now. Hey, no, it's not.
I don't think you're the person that needs to be blamed here.
No. This behaviour continued over the next few sessions. David would want to act out really gross and disturbing scenes with the DM, and even some of us, as he would attempt to seduce our characters as well. All of us tried to make it clear to him that we were not comfortable with him doing this, and he got very upset with us.
That's because he's never been told no before.
That's just...
I imagine David's a he, sorry. That is because David has never been told no before.
Yeah, OP has explicitly named David as a he.
Okay, David. No means no.
Yeah, and that's such typical behaviour.
Don't throw a fucking strop when someone says no.
That's like...
Don't chuck your toys out the pram because somebody doesn't want to roleplay sexual activities with you.
That says so much more about David than anyone else. These fucking stupid idiots don't realise this is all a reflection on them.
Oh, yeah.
And this is such typical behaviour for him to get upset with you because you don't want to...
It's your fault that you don't want to do weird things with David.
He would also try to give us all graphic details of what very inappropriate forms his character would take. Listen, I don't even fucking want to think about that.
I don't want to think... That's why his character can shapeshift. Not because he wants to turn into a cool sword.
Into a big bag of fucking dicks.
He just wants to turn into a cock and balls. Yeah. Why the fuck are fucking dudes like this?
Fuck off, David. This, unfortunately, was not the only problem we had with David. Why am I not surprised? While this issue was more mild in comparison to the events I've described so far, it still made a lot of us uncomfortable and made the game significantly less enjoyable. Our DM had this original campaign that they were running us through that was supposed to last us the entire school year, but we didn't even make it through the introduction. Immediately after all of our characters met, David proceeded to derail the campaign and made it almost impossible for our DM to get on track. He would hog most of the DM's time and wouldn't allow anyone else to do anything or play our characters. There's just all of these things. They're just all such common things.
David.
Get a grip.
What the fuck are you doing? Why are you being like this?
When we were supposed to be heading to the location where our quest would begin, he decided he wanted to rob a bank instead and kill a bunch of guards. And when one of us players or the DM would attempt to protest, he would get really angry and try to kill whichever player who dared to go against him. I feel bad because that DM had really bad anxiety and found it really difficult to say no to him. And a lot of us players started to quit after the first couple of sessions. He took this really fun campaign that our DM spent a good chunk of the summer on creating just for the club and he squashed it. He ruined the experience for all of us and it was honestly just a nightmare. He is also the main reason why I really dislike the horny bard trope. We all came back after he promised to change, but his behavior only continued. So we all quit that campaign for good and finally reported him to the teachers. Good on you.
Good.
I am glad I did not let this one really bad experience ruin my impression of D&D, as it is now a really important hobby of mine, and I have made many new friends because of it.
Good.
Then OP closes with closing statements. I understand if you maybe can't put this story in your podcast because of the nature of some of the stuff I mentioned, but I really appreciate if you read this. I just felt as though telling this could serve some purpose of standing up for yourself, trusting your instincts, and not allowing someone to ruin experience for you because you were too afraid to report them. I don't know if this makes any sense, but hopefully you can take something from this. And listen, yes.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Oh, God, no.
Don't be so hard on yourself. It is hard to be that person that stands up and reports them or
absolutely.
calls out the bullshit
exactly.
of people like this. And it is hard to do.
OP says many times, I was a socially awkward, anxious teenager. Well, fuck, we all were.
Yeah. Some of us still are. And we're 29.
Yeah, exactly. And that... In the way that this society is, especially with things like this, with whistleblowers and people who report people, those people are made out to be the bad guy because the people who are doing these things, typically the loudest in the room.
Yeah.
They get angry. They get upset with you. They fight with you.
They chuck the toys out the pram. They make the scene.
They make it hard for you to say something.
Yeah, they make you think you're wrong and they make you think you're powerless.
Yeah.
And they make you think that they are right. And they're not.
And that is the whole point. That is exactly what they're trying to do.
All that behavior, the weird sexual innuendos, the forcing people to want to do like inappropriate stuff.
Yep.
The derailing the campaign, the hogging the time, the trying to kill other people who dare to go up against his glorious character. That's all toxic behavior.
Oh, absolutely.
Every single bit of that is toxic behavior.
100%.
This is just like a textbook of everything wrong to do in D&D.
It is.
And textbook of everything to do wrong about how you should like handle yourself at the table.
And for a lot of people, if this happens in the very first instance you play in D&D, why would you not think this is normal? Why would you not think that that person's behavior is typical?
What do you mean?
Well, OP says, I was a freshman. This was my first time playing D&D. David comes in and acts like that. What would make OP think that this wasn't the typical behavior?
This is just what happens in places like Dungeons & Dragons. Because it sounds like David maybe he's played before.
Well,
we don't know that.
We don't know that. And if OP is a freshman, I think we can maybe assume that David was also a freshman.
Or a senior. It might have just been everybody in the college.
Yes,
so
true.
Maybe David's played before, and that's why he made this super awesome, like maybe overpowered character. And then he's like, oh yeah, anyone that dares go up to me because they're fucking like just chunked out my character.
Stupid. Lame, that's so lame.
But no, please, it sounds like you quite hard on yourself.
Yeah,
here.
I agree. Listen,
like, the fact now that you even said like we reported his behavior doesn't
thank God
doesn't matter when you did it. You did it. You did it in the end, and that's all that matters.
And you're right. This story, absolutely, I have no doubt that there is people who are listening now. I mean, you submitted this, OP.
Yeah.
There is people who are listening now who have, I promise you, probably gone through exactly the same thing as you.
Fucking trust us. We've seen the horror stories.
There's potentially people who are going through it right now and don't know what to do. And yes, your story, it does serve a purpose for standing up, trusting your instincts. Don't let fucking David ruin your time.
And because you've come on here and you've given us this story and we were able to read it out, maybe that other person who's heard that story can now go, nah, fuck it. Yeah, I am going to report this weird David guy.
Exactly. So OP, we have not only read it, we agree with it. Yeah. We hear you.
Good on you. Yeah.
Good on you, OP.
Good on you, OP.
Shall we? Little clap.
Oh.
Can you hear that? Can you even hear that?
I don't know. I'm going to come slightly louder.
Kill him! Okay, so that is the end of the submissions.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We have 3 stories left.
Okay.
I didn't press start on the timer again.
No, you didn't.
So I don't know how long this has gone on for. Sorry, everyone. So, this one.
Okay.
I found this on the Reddit.
The Reddit.
Sylvia
sent this one
to me. But Sylvia...
With a casserole dish.
Oh, yeah, with her famous sausage stew.
Of course.
Yes. So I know what we're eating tonight.
Yeah.
This post is like a link to another post.
Okay.
But the title on Reddit was, "I must eat monkey." It's what my character would do.
Oh no.
And then
no.
the eat monkey. Then the actual title of this post is, "DM is making rules without reason. How can I stop this?"
Okay.
My DM is a beginner. She does not know the basics very well.
Great. Good start.
I am playing in a game where I am inside a camp with creatures that can give you almost any food you want. We're doing this game off of a campaign. My character likes to eat humans, but they won't serve that to me, and it's against their policy. So I ask for a monkey. The DM quickly gets agitated and says, "They don't serve monkey. You're not understanding. They only get food people actually eat." Right then, me and my D&D buddy both tell her that in some places monkey is a delicacy. She gets angry and says, "Well, I'm the DM and I make up the rules, not you. So you
right.
So you can follow my rules or get out of the game." I get upset with the choices I am given and decide to defend myself instead.
You get upset with the choices
I want to eat monkey. We get really far into the argument and she says, "I am the DM. I decide the rules of the camp and they don't serve monkeys or any endangered species." I get upset when I hear that and I finally ask, "Why? Why can we not have endangered species? Please tell me why, because I'm very curious and I would like to know why. I'm pretty sure people would ask for very strange foods in this camp with different types of people." A long silence is there. She then says that it's time to go. This is not the only time she has made a tiny, stupid rule that makes no sense at all, and it has gotten worse. She basically just uses "because I'm the DM" for everything. So can someone help me to keep me in the game, but make loopholes for her to get upset about and make her rules almost useless?
That's the most toxic thing I've ever heard in my life.
That is the dumbest fucking shit.
OP.
Get a grip.
Get a grip.
Take your monkey and fuck off.
I don't think you like the fact that your DM is a female.
Yeah, and she's a beginner and she doesn't know the basics very well.
She's a she.
What fucking part of... No, you can't eat a fucking monkey as in the basics. First of all, my character likes to eat humans.
Weird.
What the fuck? OP, are you okay? What the fuck?
This person's just toxic as fuck.
This person is just a fucking dumb loser.
OP's just toxic as fuck. Can we find any loopholes to make her life... Like, basically, you just want to try and make her life a fucking misery.
Yeah.
Why do you turn up to get enjoyment out of somebody else's misery?
What makes you happy? Fighting with someone all
That's
the
what
time.
makes this person happy, is other people's misery.
Listen, OP, that's not fucking healthy.
It's
you
not
need
healthy.
To get help for
you
that.
need to get fucking help. To want to just fight that fucking much for literally no reason.
And I hate why? Why can we not have endangered species? Tell me why. I'm curious. Shut your stupid tiny little mouth and
because
fuck
do you want to
off.
know why? Because she said she's a fucking DM and that's the fucking rules she's made.
You know what? I think
shut up.
And fucking good on the DM, by the way.
Yes, standing up to this.
Her to
and
be like,
being like, me and my buddy.
me and my D&D
Me and my
confidant.
D&D buddy. We try and gang up on new girl DMs.
Can someone help me keep me in the game? But make loopholes to upset her. What the fuck?
Why is that what you want to do? What is wrong with you?
That is not normal.
It's not healthy. That's not a healthy mentality to have.
Living off the misery of other people and living to just upset other people. I'm sorry,
It's
not normal.
So toxic.
You need help.
Yeah, you do. You need help.
OP. Drink some fucking milk. Sit outside.
You need some milk.
Have a banana.
Yeah,
think about yourself.
Get some vitamin D or something.
Yeah, like that is just stupid.
That's just so toxic.
That is so fucking lame,
Why do
man.
you go to the internet to try and find? Oh, can you give me some loopholes so I can make my fucking DM's life a fucking misery?
And you know what? Kudos to her being like, time to go.
Yeah, time to go. I hope you never play it again.
I hope you never get a chance.
I hope you never get a chance to play D&D again.
Ask to eat a monkey ever again.
Yeah.
It's humans. Weird. Just weird. Okay. So this is actually officially our last submission.
Okay.
I think it's the second to last story, actually.
Okay.
Again, I have no concept of time because we paused the timer by accident.
Don't worry about
We've been living on 47 minutes for probably another 47 minutes.
This podcast is exactly 47 minutes long.
Yes.
And if it's past that time on your timer on the video...
no, it isn't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so this submission is from Cefy, and their pronouns are he, him, or they, them. Cefy, you are one of them who comments every single time. You comment on the videos every single time. We see you.
I see you, Cefy.
We chat to you. We love you.
Thanks for the submission.
Thank you for the submission. Thank you for being here. So, once again, starts with sorry for the grammar errors. English isn't my first language.
Don't need to say that. Don't worry about it. Seriously.
Do not apologize for that. And second, this one most people wouldn't consider as a horror story.
Okay.
For context, I'm on a Discord group that stream constantly, and I was invited to play on a Catching Pocket Monsters 5e homebrew campaign. Thank you for making that nondescript for us, but Pokemon.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah. So there is a DM and 2 more players, a friend of mine, male, and someone, female, who I had played with before on 2 short campaigns, which are about 4 to 6 sessions.
Okay.
My character's motivation was to become a professor with psychic abilities that would let him cast telepathy on a creature, and his quirk was that he would only catch shiny Pokemon.
Okay.
Shiny monsters.
Okay.
With luck of the dice gods, by session 3, he had a full team. Full team of shinies. First of all...
Wait, was it a full team or was it a full team of shinies?
A full team of shinies.
Really?
He would only catch shiny monsters.
That's sick.
Full time... First of all...
That's legit.
I can't even get a shiny Pokemon on the actual normal fucking games.
What, on Pikachu Go?
Yes, Pikachu Go.
That's the one that we play, isn't it?
Yes, we play Pikachu Go.
Look, I'm old.
Jack didn't grow up with Pokemon.
No, I didn't play Pokemon, weirdly. I think it was one of the other people.
Yeah.
I collected the cards.
Yeah,
Because who didn't?
Yes, yeah.
Come on.
Indeed. Fucking like a dealer with Pokemon cards on the playground.
With fat stacks.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Fat stacks of Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so he had a full team.
Okay.
And he was the only one to have a full team. Around that session, our group was given a quest to get back some stolen monster balls, Pokeballs, from the bad guys. My character and my friends were connected by the telepathy spell, so we decided for him to go one way when she and I went the other way.
Okay.
On our way, her only monster got hurt, not that badly, but she decided to head back to town, even though I told her that I already have potions, and the DM, making her remember the kids' words... I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
She still went on her own with no communication.
Okay.
On her way, she stumbled into the bad guys. Her monster got stolen and tied up to a tree.
Oh, no.
Meanwhile, I found the vehicle, took the items we needed, and decided to burn it so they couldn't get away. But it caused a forest fire.
Oh.
Everyone ended up all right in the end, and a couple of sessions later, we got her monster back. But since that session, she wouldn't let the fire go. She'll mention it at least once in every session. We would take long breaks between sessions, and still she mentions it. I got so tired to the point that our characters would end up fighting. So the DM sat us down in a meeting between the 3 of us, after talking privately with each of us.
Okay.
In the meeting, she proceeded to tell me that that's just how she is with friends. She likes to tease them. I told her that for me, it's bullying and to please stop it. Needless to say, she never did stop. On the bright side, I talked to the DM about it, and the solution is bittersweet, but better. The Friday game is cancelled, but me and my friend are moving to a different table with new characters. People I've played with before, and we get along.
Okay.
Plus, when we joined, the DM did a session 0 with everyone. So, I do understand, Cefy, what you mean by saying some people might not consider this as a horror story, but to me, you told this person, yes, okay, she might tease her friends, but you told this person...
You don't like it.
I don't like it. To me, it's bullying and you're hurting my feelings.
Yeah.
Please, can you stop? And you only need to say that once.
You only need to say that once. You shouldn't have to say that more than once.
Yeah.
If you don't like something and it makes you feel uncomfortable or it makes you upset, then everyone else should just respect that.
Yeah, you do not need to justify it or say it more than once.
I'm going to say, it didn't sound like Cefy wanted to start the forest fire.
No, I think it sounds like the forest fire just...
was a product of something that happened.
Yes.
Maybe just like a chance.
Yeah, it wasn't like an intentional forest fire, right?
Yeah, and the fact that it happened, look, things happen.
Of course.
Things happen in TTRPGs that are out of your control.
Yeah.
So, the fact that happened, fair enough, wasn't your fault. For this person to just bring it up. And it was like, oh yeah, they bring it up in game. And
they bring it up.
And then we have a 10-minute break. And then they bring it up again.
That's, yeah. And again, yes, maybe she is just trying to tease you.
Yeah, and maybe that's her form of, some people are like that. They bond over taking, just having jokes with people.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but you need to understand, I can sometimes be like that.
Yeah.
Being 100% honest, I have a laugh and a joke with people.
We're all like that. We all take the piss out of each other at
but if I can sense that somebody's not enjoying it or somebody tells me they're not enjoying it.
And if someone came to you and said, I don't enjoy it.
I'm backing up.
Yeah.
I'm backing up. I'm not I have no right to continue.
No, absolutely.
If it makes somebody uncomfortable and they think I'm bullying them,
you would
immediately
stop.
I'm stopping.
And you would probably apologize.
Yeah, because if it makes I just don't get it. If somebody comes to you and they say it's making me feel uncomfortable and I don't like it, why are you continuing? What's the point in continuing?
I know. At that point, up to that point, it has the potential to not be malicious. Like you said, it could be someone's form of endearment.
Yeah, exactly. Some people find they make friendships through that.
Yes, exactly.
And, that's fine. But if somebody doesn't like it,
then fucking shut the fuck up.
That's where you stop.
Yeah, I completely agree. And
I think you're right though. This person clearly finds that's their I don't know, a bonding mechanism, and you don't like that. The perfect thing for you to do, Cefy, which is exactly what you did, is leave and join a different group.
To be honest, your DM sounds great as well. The fact that your DM came to each of you privately, could see that there was problems, it was bleeding into the game, which it shouldn't, but I understand how it does.
It can happen. I've seen it happen before.
Your DM recognized it. Your DM talked to you, brought you into a meeting, and you all came to a conclusion together. Listen, that's great.
That's extremely adult of you all.
I agree.
That's very, very adult of you all.
Completely agree.
So fair dues.
You know what, Cefy? We've actually talked about your Pokemon campaign before. Sounds awesome. I didn't realize you had a whole team of fucking shinies. That's awesome.
Legit.
But
because I love Pokemon. And shinies are cool.
Name 3 Pokemon that isn't Pikachu, Charizard, and Bulbasaur.
The thing is, I can do this though because we went Pokemon hunting for so long when Pokemon Go came out.
How terrible did I sound there? I sounded like one of those dudes.
Yeah.
Where when you put on a band t-shirt and they're like, name 3 songs.
Name 3 songs by that band.
I just
Why
did
are you
that.
Doing that at me?
I just did that.
Why are you
I'm
picking
so
on
sorry.
Me?
I deeply apologize, but name them.
But shut up and name them.
Jack's a big Pokemon fan. Big Pokemon stan. He's got a big
I'm
Pikachu.
not a big Pokemon fan.
He's got a Pikachu back piece on his back.
But Margaret is a huge Pokemon fan, which means by proxy now I'm a huge Pokemon fan.
We play all the games together.
Yeah, we played all the games together.
Yeah.
We played Sword and Shield.
Yeah, we did. We haven't played the most recent ones.
We played Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
And we played the remaster of the original on the Switch.
Yes, we did.
And we got the limited edition Pikachu one.
We did get the limited edition Pokemon Switch. Yes, we did.
So, I'm a bit of a fucking... I'm
a gamer.
I'm a bit of a fucking big deal when it comes to Pokemon.
A bit of a Pokemon Chad.
I'm a bit of a Giga Chad when it comes to Pokemon.
Yeah. But, yes, good on you for setting your boundaries. Good on you for saying... Sorry, this person didn't recognize
that is it. If something makes you uncomfortable, whether this person is meaning to or not, you just hands up, say, look, not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And you guys just came to an agreement.
Yeah, and then if they don't respect that, that's on them.
Yeah.
And
it sounds like they didn't. Because they continued.
That's what I'm saying. If they don't respect you, that's on them.
Yeah.
Not on you.
Not on you at all.
No one gets to tell you what makes you uncomfortable and what doesn't. No one can go, oh, well, I was just teasing you if
doesn't matter.
You perceive it not to be teasing.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Thank you, Cefy,
Thanks,
for your
Cefy.
submission. Thank you for being here. Okay. We are now on to the finale.
The final countdown.
Don't copy strike us.
Oh, yeah, because that was legit.
Yeah. Please don't. So, the very last one, once again, off of the Reddit. I got sent this in a WhatsApp.
Go on.
By Carol.
Mm-hmm. Good old Carol.
Carol sent me this in a WhatsApp.
And her...
tiramisu recipe.
Tiramisu? I thought you'd gone for something like hot cross buns.
Scones. She sent me a scone. Did I say tiramisu? I meant
You
scones.
meant scone recipe.
So we've got dinner and dessert sorted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do. Okay. DM chooses stats based off your backstory. several years ago now,
Okay.
my friends wanted to take his first stab at DMing.
My mind is just before.
I can see your
my
eyes.
mind is racing with what this is going to look like.
I can absolutely, yeah.
Like, I'm trying to make assumptions of what this could possibly mean.
Well, strap in.
Okay.
Wanted to take his first stab at DMing. He got our usual crew of people who play in either my game or my brother's game, as we both DM'd, so we know each other very well and all knew the fundamentals of how D&D should go. New D&D friend, we'll call him David, says he...
Why is it everyone's being called David?
Says he wants to incorporate...
If you're called David, you better watch out.
Yeah, David will come in after you. Says he wants to incorporate some homebrew rules, but only if we would all agree to it. This included minor tweaks like health potions as bonus actions, unarmed strikes can be used as a bonus action, rather than just light weapons, and some of the small tweaks.
Go.
None of the players, myself included, had any complaints. So now we get into character creation.
Monks. Must be...
Just simply monks.
Monks get the bonus action unarmed strike. Do they get to do it anyway, though? No, they get the bonus action flurry of blows, so...
I would have loved
I guess
it
if you ran out of key points.
Yes, I don't know a single
I'm going to
thing
play
about...
a monk in David's campaign.
Yeah.
Cheers for the invite, David.
So we get into character creation. David tells us he is going to be splitting our group into 2 campaigns. There are 8 players, so 2 groups of 4 meeting bi-weekly. The gimmick being one of the group is the heroes, one of the group is the villains. Again, we're all on board with this, and it sounds like it would build into a very cool finale.
That does sound like that's a really interesting...
Yeah.
These are some
big brain gameplays here.
Yeah, but like this is like quite like innovative for your first campaign.
Yes, no, I agree.
Wow,
I fully agree.
Fucking reach. Go.
My brother and I ended up in different groups. He'd be part of the Ragtag Adventuring Party, and I'd be part of the King Army Death Squadron TM. This is where the problems start to come in. TM. David told us, pick a race and class, then come up with backstories, and we'll roll stats at some point together so I can see you roll them so I don't think you guys cheated, which is fair because we have some flubbers in previous games who are like, yeah, I totally just rolled only 18s, man.
Oh, yeah, of course I did. Yeah, okay. Sure I did. Okay.
So we come up with backstories, and my guy was the typical, I'm a rough and rugged soldier who has done some hard training and loves a good fight.
Okay.
Standard easy character for a first-time DM. It's good of you. After submitting my backstory to David, I get a message from him a few hours later that just says, Strength 14, Dexterity 12, Constitution 15, Intelligence 9, Wisdom 9, Charisma 10. I replied with, what are those? What are those?
What are those?
And David says, your stats.
Okay.
So naturally, I'm like, huh? Because we said we'd be rolling them together later. So I start asking him about them, and his response was along the lines of, well, in your backstory, you said you'd only received some training, and you never included that you went to school. So that's why your mental stats are so low.
Oh, no.
And your strength is only 14. You did say you lived rugged, so your con is a little high. To which my response was, dude, I had only received some training because we're starting at level 1.
Yeah.
Can't
agree.
really say I've slain gods and I'm the strongest to ever live
Because
at level 1.
Where do you go? Where do you go from there? That's the thing.
And also, you said we'd roll stats together.
Yeah.
David said, yeah, I lied. I'm choosing your stats, guys.
Uh-oh, red flag. I lied.
So all the other players started turning in their backstories, and I started receiving messages from them as I'm the group's usual DM, all along the lines of, hey, is he serious with the stat thing? And I'm going to quit if this is going to be this controlling. Bro, he made my intelligence 4 because I said my name was Grub.
My intelligence 4?
Justice for Grub.
Justice for Grub.
So after some back and forth with David and the party, several of us decided to quit rather than participate, myself included, leaving only 4 of the original 8 players.
Okay.
My brother decided to stay in the game, so from here on out is what I've heard from him. Brother. Yeah, anytime Grub wants to do something, David has been making him roll an idea check. Basically, if Grub's layer goes, I'd like to go over to the barkeep and get a drink. He has to roll a DC 15 intelligence check.
With his 4.
or fail to have the idea to do so and suffer 1d8 of brain hemorrhage.
Oh, God, we've been here before.
As you're too stupid to think. There is an update.
You picked that for him. You picked that 4. You gave him the 4.
DC 15
You
intelligence
gave that
check.
person a 4. You can't then be like, you take 8 points of damage because I gave you a 4.
1d8 of brain hemorrhage because you're
That
too
could
stupid.
that could nearly kill a level 1 character.
Yeah, poor little grub.
And by the sounds of it, he probably gave this person like a fucking 2 in con as well.
His name is Grub.
His name is Grub, thus meaning he is stupid.
So there is an update.
Okay.
Now, it's been several years since, and David has since acknowledged that, yeah, that was wrong to do and to force players into taking stats he picked without their permission, and took it as a good learning experience. He now runs an actually really good game, and we're all still friends.
Sick.
So
It was just a bad judgment call.
It sounds like it was just first time DMing.
I don't. Do you want to know what? When they said I get a 14, a 15, and I was like, they aren't that bad.
Yeah, 14, 12.
And then they gave Grub a 4.
4.
A 4.
Oh, Grub.
But that's the thing. Like, when you start a campaign, do you want to know the one of them, in my humble opinion, one of the worst things that you can do is come and be like, yeah, I'm a dragon slayer. I've slain beholders. I've slain gods. It's like, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
You're level 1.
Yeah.
Like, that is like standard. I'm in training.
Yeah. There's goals to achieve.
But David's treating that like, oh, you've only got a 14 because you're in training. It's like, that's level 1.
Yeah.
That's what happens at level 1.
Yeah.
And I don't like David said we were rolling stats. I lied. That's not good.
Too bad, Grub. You get a 4.
That's not good.
I'm sorry to make it all about Grub, but I would love to know what Grub was. What was Grub's class? What was Grub?
The person who's playing Grub. The person who is playing Grub. I gotta say. The fact that you turned up with a 4 intelligence after being given a 4 intelligence, I'm surprised you turned up. I'm surprised you weren't one of the 4 that left.
Grub, hit us up.
Grub.
What were you?
What the?
And did the 1d8 of brain hemorrhage literally kill you
I
as a level
wouldn't
1
be
character?
surprised.
Like,
an idea check.
An idea check. That
ain't.
You know what?
If you're a new DM, don't do that. Don't do that. Do
not make this. It's weird that this is the second time we've heard something like that.
Yeah. This is even worse though. The last one was 2 points of psychic damage.
Yeah, 1d4 points of psychic damage. 1d8.
This is a 1d8 brain hemorrhage damage.
Grub is fucking going through
just going
man.
through it on a daily basis.
Oh,
but that just like, why would that character? I know that it's all over and stuff like that. Why would that character ever want to even say anything to the DM? Like, can I move over here and attack him? Well, you're going to have to roll a DC 15 idea check with your 4 intelligence.
And you have to make a DC 15 intelligence check to go to the barkeep and order a drink. Like,
That's not exactly hard.
I was going to say, I would understand if he's doing like some serious mental arithmetic.
But I still wouldn't.
I still wouldn't
understand.
You still wouldn't make them take 1d8 brain hemorrhage. Man, is it possible? Of course it's possible to reach DC 15 intelligence check with a 4. But
well, what is a 4? 4 is a minus 3.
4 is minus 2, right?
No, because
0.
9 is minus
2.
1. 9 and 8 are minus 1.
Okay.
7 and 6 are minus 2. And then 5 and 4 are minus 3.
So he's on a minus.
So you'd have to roll an 18 or above to meet it.
Grub, man.
To go to the bar.
Oh.
The thing is, right, this person sounds like David. It's David, right? David was the
David.
DM.
Yeah.
David was the DM. David, it sounds like you had some cool ideas.
I agree.
Like
very much
splitting
so.
the party bi-weekly and like doing the heroes and villains. That sounds cool.
And then they meet at the end to have like a finale.
And do you want to know what? I don't even hate your backstory determines your stats. I don't hate it.
Okay.
Like, I imagine that could probably work somewhere along the line, but just tell them that's what you're doing. Don't say you're rolling stats, come up with a backstory, and then be like, oh, actually, because you said this in your backstory, this means you're getting this. Because then you haven't been honest with them.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, guys. You're probably hearing hell
No,
now.
no, they'll be fine. Because you've lied, and they just made up their stories, like that person said, like did a nice, easy first DM backstory, and then you punish that character for doing that.
To be fair, it sounds like David in this situation maybe just had too many things they wanted to explore in
like,
that instance.
It sounds like you had a couple of great ideas, and it also sounds like you had some really bad ideas.
And you know what? To be honest, I don't agree with the picking the stats thing at all. But
no, I agree. I wouldn't do that. But
potentially for something like a one shot, where you have pre-made character. I mean, that's essentially just a pre-made character, right?
Like, if your players are like, oh yeah, you can choose our stats based on our backstory, then fair. But they didn't agree to that.
You told them.
you told them they were rolling them. Like, I don't hate that idea. But then if you're deciding, you better be making them fucking heathen.
Mm-hmm.
And that nobody else seems like they had a far apart from Grub.
Man, I love that name so much.
Grub.
That's going to be my new favorite word to say over and over. Grub. So it ends on a good note, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because like David was like, that wasn't good.
And it's been years.
Yeah, and they're all still mates.
And now he runs a really good game. So
fair dues.
David, good on you.
Good on you
love
for
some self-growth.
Yeah, for seeing the mistake that you made and just being like, that was my bad.
Yeah. And to be fair, OP for deciding to leave before it even got into that instance. That was probably the right choice for you.
To do.
Yeah, it was.
That was probably the right thing to do.
So that was our last story.
Nice.
That was it. We got through 4 submissions, and I think we got through 4 stories. Again,
because we started with the submission,
minutes.
so it was submission none.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for the submissions.
Thank you.
Yeah,
truly.
47 minutes on the time.
47 minutes. That's a record time for us, to be honest. Well, I think that just about does it.
Tis goodbye for another, 3 days.
Another 3 days, yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, something roughly like
around
that.
there.
Well, hey. Hat didn't fall off.
I am very surprised. It was teetering on the edge many times.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Happy 1 month to all of us.
Happy 1 month. Happy 10,000 on TikTok and happy 1,000 watch hours.
Thank you once again. Couldn't do it without you guys.
We appreciate it.
Indeed. If you liked what you saw, please throw us a like.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment.
Yeah.
Listen, give us a submission. I loved reading your
hit us up with a submission. That was awesome. I love that.
Hit us up with a submission. You can submit pretty much whatever you want, as long as it's not fucking hateful. Yes. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, ring the bell.
Turn on the notifications by ringing the bell.
Subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.